Hey, you guys. So I have a question from a subscriber. I'm going to link the video that this came on before. It was talking about when we get caught in the 3D loop with our twin and why it's so frustrating when we're stuck in this 3D loop that never seems to change and what you can do about it. So the question is, I'm just curious about this. If I feel sad or blame or some way I get upset about the twin flame, can he feel my emotions or just the low vibrations that come out of these feelings? Can he really feel the same? So here's how it works from my understanding with the twin. Your physical twin flame is your 3D representation of your same soul frequency. So the only three things that are true about twin flames are you share the same soul, you share a consciousness, and you share an energy body. And this whole journey is about alignment. All right. So let's go ahead and get into it. And what exactly happens with the physical form? What do they feel? Do they feel your energy? What about like high vibration versus low vibration? We'll get into that in a moment. But first, if you're new here, thank you. Make sure you subscribe. This channel is all about equal energy exchange. So if this information is helpful to you, just do me a favor. Make sure that you like the video. It helps other twin flames find this content. And make sure you comment down below. I want to hear all about your experience with your twin flame in the 3D. What are they doing? And what do you think it means about your journey and what is next for you? Because the cool thing about your twin flame is that they are you. And they are the physical 3D representation of what is going on in your inner world. There is no separation. So to answer the viewer's question, they don't feel your energy as being separate from theirs. They are your energy. And that sounds a little weird because it doesn't make any sense when you look at it from a 3D perspective. It doesn't make logical sense. But essentially, they are your soul. And that's like the 5D representation of you or higher. Does this make sense? So like they are you at your source. However, you're polarized into 3D. So when you dip down into lower vibrational frequencies, meaning if you're talking about sad or blaming, which is codependency or getting upset, anytime you're in lower vibration, you are absolutely out of sync with your own soul frequency. Does this make sense? Because your soul frequency is love, peace, bliss, abundance, joy. And those all feel really good. Those are good feeling states of being. Whereas lower vibrational frequencies, especially when it's pointed out towards the twin and it's like separation consciousness, meaning you see your twin as separate from you, you're blaming your twin, you're feeling sad about your twin. And this is not anything to feel bad about because these are normal human frequencies, but they do need to be transmuted. So if you're feeling very low vibe about your twin, you have to examine what is underneath that feeling and transmute it. What that means is there is an old vibrational frequency that needs to be transmuted. Meaning the reason why you're feeling sad about something is you're in fear-based energy, feeling that you're going to lose something or that you've lost something. There's grief there, right? Grief is on the lower scale, lower vibrational scale. The reason why the twin can't be with you in the physical if you're projecting grief out at them is because that is not soul frequency. And that lower vibrational energy needs to be transmuted into love, peace, bliss, abundance, and that takes inner work. But the beauty of this journey is that the inner work, the inner world creates the outer world. So if you are successfully able to focus on your inner world, meaning whatever is there that's out of soul frequency, you can easily transmute it as long as you know what's going on here in the dynamic. The dynamic is that your twin flame is doing things in the physical to show you where you're out of soul alignment. So, as a personal example, in the past, whenever I've gotten out of alignment or I've been too focused on the 3D, first of all, there's an efforting or a trying in the 3D that is a very hyper masculine energy, right? The law of gender, it's a universal law. We're all working within it, whether you know about it or not. Masculine and feminine, yin and yang, is in a balance. It's in a perfect balance. So if the yin, which is the feminine energy, gets in that yang energy and starts projecting outward, which is what masculine energy does, the yang cannot be in yang at the same time as the yin is in yang. Does this make sense, you guys? The yin has thrown the yang out of balance. So the yang has no choice but to go in the yin energy. Yin energy it literally means shadow or hidden. It's the moon. It's the aspect of the moon. That is meaning it's darkness. It's the shadow. It is hidden. It is not visible to be seen. So you've given your divine masculine no choice but to disappear because you're out of alignment. You're out of balance. One thing that you're going to need to do is if you find yourself as the divine feminine on the journey, first you need to balance your own inner masculine. Right? There's a reason why you keep pushing yourself out into the physical and the 3D to get the twin flame. That is because your inner masculine and feminine are out of balance. So all you ever have to do on this journey is balance your inner world. Back to the viewer's question. No, they cannot feel you as if they are separate from you. They are you. So whatever frequency or vibration you're putting out into your shared energy body, they are responding in the physical. Meaning, if you are out of alignment with your soul frequency, meaning you're all the way down, wallowing in the lower vibrational frequencies, and you're not transmuting that energy, they're going to show you that that's what you're doing by causing you more trouble in the 3D. Does that make sense? And what I mean by trouble is they're never, ever going to harm you. So if you're in a relationship with a masculine energy that is manipulative or narcissistic or abusive in some way, that's not a twin flame. So you need to drop the label. But your soul energy will never harm you. Your soul loves you unconditionally and cannot harm you. So my divine masculine, no matter how annoying this process has been to me, has never, ever, ever harmed me in any way. Yes, he's given me things to transmute, but those are all things that were already in my energy body in the first place. So he didn't do anything to me that was not already there or that I was not already doing to myself, because it is one energy, one soul frequency, one shared energy body, and one consciousness. So yes, they're going to trigger the living daylights out of you in order to get you to be fully in your divine feminine energy, which is the transmutation energy. Like your job is to transmute that stuff into the higher frequencies. So transmute the sadness into joy, transmute the chaos into peace, transmute the lack of self-love into full self-love. That's what they're there to get you to do. So they don't necessarily feel it like, oh, I feel she is sad right now, or oh, I feel she is blaming me right now. It's not like a conscious process. It's totally unconscious. But they will show you through their actions in the physical what you're doing to yourself. So I'm not sure what your twin flame is doing, saying, thinking, or feeling right now, but it's not a conscious thing that's happening because there's only one consciousness. You're the one who is consciously aware of your journey. You're the one who must do the transmutation process. And I know it's really hard. It's easier to just stay in that lower vibrational frequency because you're used to it. And for the most part, you're not going to get any physical feedback from your twin that you're doing a good job. Your twin will not validate you that you're doing an amazing job. Good job transmuting that sadness or fear or whatever. No, it's something that you need to do. And then your twin will always reflect back to you that you have transmuted that. So I keep telling everybody, I have had my twin come in and out of my life in the early days in many different forms, but always reflecting back to me the inner work that I have done. So this is a fun and fascinating journey. I love it. I am a totally different person than I was before I got onto this journey. So I hope this is helpful. And for you guys, if you're interested in what I have to offer, all my links are in the description box below. You can join the mastermind if you're really ready to shift. So my Twin Flame Alchemy Mastermind, it is going to teach you the alchemical process to turn that sadness and grief and blame and upset into those high vibrational frequencies, which is your soul energy anyway. So it's going to be you living your best life. It's basically like a whole life glow up, but it's energetic. And I'm just showing you the way. You're really going to have to do the transmutation process on your own, but I will point you in the direction on how to do it and what to do. And the thing is that your twin will always mirror back to you what you're doing in your inner world. So when you're fully in inner union, your twin will come back and be in union with you in the physical. And that's guaranteed, because that is the proof. That's really the only proof you have that you're on the twin flame journey, is if you keep transmuting that lower vibrational energy and then they come back in the physical and match the work that you've done. That's really the way you're legitimately, that person out there is your twin flame. But the transmutation process needs to happen first. Otherwise, you get in what I call it a time loop. It's basically what we call recursion. Recursion is like a loop where you're having the same scenarios happen over and over again. You can have this happen and nothing change, all the loops that come around. Like your twin flame comes back exactly the same way and pokes you and prods you and triggers you in the same way, but nothing ever changes. That is your sign that you're not doing the inner work to transmute the energy. That's like the caduceus. Do you know the symbol of the caduceus? That's associated with twin flames. So every time the energy comes back around in the physical world, it should be moving upward, looping upward in a spiral upward. That is the ascension path that you are on. But that does not happen unless you put in the inner work, because your inner world is causing the spiral upward. So you got to move out of the 3D in order to see the upward spiral. Does that make sense? So you've got to learn the transmutation process. And I teach you that in the mastermind. So if you're interested, go ahead and click the links in the description box. You can also work with me one-on-one. But if this is helpful, make sure you subscribe. Make sure you like the video so other twin flames can find it. And also, please make sure you comment what your experience has been down below. Like, what's going on with your twin? What are you seeing? Are you seeing a shift or a change every time they come back in or not? I would love to hear your story. I read every comment and I answer them as best I can. All right, talk soon. Bye-bye.